What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Hello, what is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB. I am still doing my 31 days of horror movie reviews and the Halloween franchise, but I am trying. I am oh so trying so hard to keep it together because I just got done rewatching Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. This movie came out just 1 year after the return of Michael Myers, 1989. It is directed by Dominique Unthanon Gerard. Yeah, I don't give a fuck how you pronounce this fucktard's name. The plot is, it picks up like right where the fourth one left off, where you see Michael being shot up by the cops, blown up in a pit by the cops, but not really. He escapes. He made it into the river. He winds up with this homeless man who takes care of him for a year, because you jump ahead a year, Halloween, where he wakes up to go after his little niece. Once again, Jamie, played by Danielle Harris, she has been in the hospital for the last year after killing her adopted mother. Rachel's been there for her, and Michael is once again after her. What the fuck happened here? How did we get to a point where you see Michael, and after he winds up with the homeless man, and the homeless man takes care of him, when you jump ahead, Michael has the mask off at this point. He's laying down. And when he wakes up, you see his face. And you also see his face later on in the movie. And he's not burnt. His face is not burnt. What the hell? This is like 101 with detail, attention to detail. How can you be so careless? The last movie had his face bandaged, and he was so horribly disfigured from that horrible fire in part 2. How can you explain his skin looking so fine after what happened to him in part 2? How can you do this? How can you be that lazy? How can you be so incompetent, director? He's also one of the writers. There was 3 writers in this movie, for this movie, and all 3 of them did this. Because after Michael kills the homeless guy, he goes back to Haddonfield, and you see Jamie, poor Danielle Harris. That cliffhanger of her killing her adopted mother and looking batshit crazy with the blood and the clown outfit and Loomis wanting to kill her, like, that was awesome. That was a cliffhanger that was daring, bold, shocking, and you couldn't wait to see what they would do next. What do they do next? They have her in the hospital. She's become a mime, I guess, because she doesn't talk. And it's not like she's just sitting there looking emo. No, she's physically trying to talk. She's opening her mouth, trying to say words, kind of sort of doing sign language, but not really, and nothing's coming out. Like, some supernatural force is preventing her from talking. And not only that, there's a scene where Dr. Loomis is talking to her, and he says, "Michael made you kill your mother." You stop and go, wait a minute. Is she psychically linked to Michael? Because then she starts getting these visions or these hallucinations of when Michael's about to kill someone, she sees it. And she reenacts all of the movements and putting on the mask and killing people. Like, she's physically acting all of this out as it's happening. Seriously? Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? Obviously, Dominique, or whatever the fuck his name is. This is terrible. This is trash. This is complete, total, utter garbage. You're telling me that Michael psychically made her kill her mom, and he's in her head making her do things, but yet he still wants to kill her. What's the logic here? Let's talk about Rachel. Rachel, once again played by Ellie Cornell, who they brought this character back. She was so strong. She got to a point where she was taking care of this little girl, doing everything she could to help her survive. And then the very next movie, she has one scene at the hospital with her, which shows a lot that she's still there for this girl after her killing her mom. And then the next scene is just her at her house taking a shower and then getting stabbed and killed by Michael. Nothing. That's her role. They do absolutely nothing with her. A complete waste. If I was this actress, I would not have come back for this. This is pathetic. This is disrespectful to her. and people who liked her in the last movie. This is what you do? This was your great idea? Really? And then right after that, we get introduced to her best friend, Tina, who Tina is the most annoying fucking bitch I've ever seen in a horror movie. And I'm sorry, I know that sounds mean, and maybe this isn't completely the actress's fault. Maybe she was written this way. Maybe she was written to be annoying. Maybe she was written to be just nauseating every time she opens her mouth to speak. Every word she says, I just wanted Michael to snap her neck off. Or maybe they just had her be the main character. What? Because she's a slut? So it'd be funny in the scene where she thinks that Michael Myers is her boyfriend, but it's really Michael Myers driving her around in a different mask. And, oh, they just happen to be named Michael, so she's calling him Michael. And he's driving her to go get cigarettes and doing this and that. And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Why am I watching this? Every character is unlikable in this movie. Even Loomis, Dr. Loomis, Donald Pleasance, he tries. He does his best to try to do those scenes where he's begging and pleading Jamie to speak and tell him where Michael is. But even he's too aggressive. Even he's so incensed and crazed to find Michael and stop him. He blames himself for everyone dying. Sure, I get it, but he comes off really just too aggressive on this poor little girl. Let's talk more about Michael. This mask looks god-awful. And even the last mask didn't look good, but it looked a hell of a lot better than this fucking shit. What happened? Look at the cover of this. The cover of this, it looks like the original mask from the original movie, right? Well, this is what the mask looks like in the fucking movie, with the hair slicked back and the skinny, narrow face. Who thought this looked scary? Why couldn't you have kept the same mask from the very last movie just 1 year prior? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are the masks devolving and getting worse and worse as the films go on? This is terrible. This is unacceptable. Or the moments with Michael that completely bastardize and just ruin the character completely for me is at the end of the movie, he takes his mask off for Jamie and cries. You see a tear come out of his eye, he fucking cries, and it's bullshit. And then there's a moment where after Loomis plays Home Alone and traps him in these chains and beats him with a 2x4 and shoots him with darts, he's in a jail cell. The image of Michael Myers in a jail cell with his mask and everything on looks so goofy and so dumb that if this movie still had any credibility, it lost it right then and there. The poor Sheriff Meeker didn't do anything in this movie. They brought the actor back and did nothing with him. But wait, there's more. The Man in Black. There's this guy with a black trench coat, black boots. I should call him Boots. So Boots, we see him. He comes off of a bus. There's shots of him throughout the movie just walking the streets. We don't know what the fuck is going on or who he is. You never see his face. And then at the end of the movie, when Michael's in jail, this guy shows up at the police station, shoots up all the cops, drops a bomb, and blows up the jail cell and breaks Michael out of jail. And Jamie goes in and sees what's happened and just yells out, "No! No! No!" Which I gotta be honest, that was the audience. She was the audience in that moment after watching this movie, yelling no, that you couldn't believe you wasted your goddamn time with this piece of fucking shit. This movie's terrible. If you couldn't tell from my whole rant just now, this is, if not the worst Halloween movie ever, it's the second worst Halloween movie ever. For me, it's so bad. I almost forgot how bad it was until I rewatched it now. This is an abortion. Fuck Halloween, the revenge of Michael Myers. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below. Do you hate this movie as much as I do? Or do you, for some reason, like it? Like, comment, subscribe. Later.